Welcome again to Muslim Apologetics Australia. I'm going to show you the most quickest and effective way to completely break the back of a Christian Trinitarian trying to prove that the Trinity exists and it's true, and they don't worship three gods, they worship one God, and this one God can become three and they can work in communion. As Robert Mead says here, look what he says. He gives an example of the Trinity. He says, my father could be the owner, I could be the manager, and my son be the cook. We would all be working in the same direction to make the business the best it could be. He then says, God is the same. They work together for the same purpose. Isn't that actually being one? If everyone in Congress agreed on the bill 100%? Okay. So here is the response to that. My response to him is Robert Mead. The problem is they all do not work as the same one God. For example, the Bible tells us Jesus is the only judge on the day of judgment. This is in John 5:22. Read it for yourself. The biblical verse, it actually puts Trinitarians in a very uncomfortable position because John 5:22 reads, the Father, which is the first God in the Trinity, he judges no one, but has entrusted all judgment on the Son. Trinitarians like to say how although God is three in one, they also believe that God is absolutely one. However, this is wrong because the Father judges no one and Jesus judges everyone. So I ask, how can you claim there is one God when the Father judges no one while Jesus judges everyone? If they were indeed one God in heaven, come judgment day, if Jesus judges, the Father should also be judging. If the Father judges, then so would the Son be judging. But the verse is clear that when the Son judges, the Father sits there and judges no one. So how can you have one God while you have a God, Father, who judges no one, while Jesus judges everyone? So it's clear the Trinitarians are stuck with trying to explain this dilemma. See, it would be fine if Robert Mead says they are distinct family members. However, he doesn't say that. He goes out and calls each member a god, and these gods have different wills, as I've proved above. They certainly do not have the same will. The Father judges no one, only the Son judges, thus they have different wills. John 5:22. Robert then said in response to this, he said, why is that not one will? Do they both agree that the Son Jesus Christ will judge? Isn't that agreeing as one? A will is really what one desires or promotes. They promote the same. So he says, it's wrong, I'm wrong again. So my response to him is, yeah, the Father may agree to Jesus being the judge, which shows their wills are in agreement that one God allows another God to judge. However, in saying that, although he allows Jesus to judge, the Father himself wants no involvement in that judgment process. In other words, they still have a different overall will. One God wishes not to judge people, while he has left that duty to another God to judge people. That, my friend, is two distinct gods with two different wills. One God, such as Jesus, wills to judge, while another God, which is the Father, wills not to judge, but gives the judgment to another God to work it all out. So that's not two wills which are the same. That's completely separate wills. One God wants no involvement in the judgment, which means he has a separate will, while he has left the judgment to another God to judge. So that's clearly two different gods with two different wills. No way out of it, Christian Trinitarians. Your Trinitarian theology has been clearly debunked. John 5:22.